some heavy projects I was working on this year, including fade.mo, which I created a platform and website here, which is a perpetual futures back testing algorithm for trading crypto markets. In other words, Binance, OKX, people log in here and generally lose money and so forth, but retail leverage trading, which is quite chaotic and the wild, wild west of trading currently. However, it's great experience here in VS Code. I'm not a coder inherently, but I know enough command line and Git control to control these AI agents to create in common Java very in-depth back testing program. Now, I developed all these scripts to fetch from APIs, historical data and WebSocket real-time data to fill this database here in real time. This is a 1 minute interval, 10-day rolling SQL database, PostgreSQL, hypertables, and timescale, if you're familiar with this, with 3 exchanges, Binance, Bybit, and OKX, all with the same parameters in that they can be compared or referenced for arbitrage, funding rates, long-short ratios, and that kind of thing, which is only inherent in like a futures market, taker volume, as well as liquidations. And all the error and logging functions were created by myself using various AI agent models, coding models. Now, how do we keep track of what models to use? This is an extension inside VS Code that allows you to choose and connect to all these various uh, current offerings from your major LLM providers, Codestral from Mistral, your Grok, your new Grok fast reasoning. There's a couple of free versions that I tested as far as context, window size, and all of that kind of thing. To keep track of this again, um, I have extensive notes. These are notes on the actual WebSockets and APIs and how to control what data, parsing and what data is coming in on that. But for the models, I found that even the 4.1 GPT is fast, accurate, mid-ranged price. Now, I'm not using any of the top range models as a personal retail user. I was testing the um, the less expensive, slightly smaller token models. And so I've tested all of these with various settings. You can have the plan agent chat mode with one model, and you can then have the editing or the code generation with a separate model. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it's much better to keep the model consistent across. I was able to configure direct connections to all the various APIs, some direct, some right through OpenAI or Gemini, but some through OpenRouter as an aggregate provider, OpenRouter, a Silicon Flow. So I became very familiar with them. Prompt interactions and quite long context windows with the various models and correcting them, asking them for edits, debugging. There would be errors thrown here as far as the syntax or the lint Java errors. Whereas the app functions that the real-time APIs are pulling and filling the database with the 1 minute updates from every exchange here. There's a front-end server serving a user interface for control. And then I have the backtesting scripts. It's a brute force script here that tests the whole database for whatever is enabled, the open interest 1 minute, open interest 5 minutes. According to these gradient values here, across which exchanges, just Binance, which direction, long and short, trade right now. We'll test a couple of take profit and stop loss levels. So I can run the script this way. So here you have the top 15 by profit factor, OKX exchange, taker sell volume below zero point 0.2 with this trade setup gives a win rate of 76% and so forth. So all of this was developed with heavy, heavy usage of the various models, the various LLM coding models especially. I have tested the Qwen 3 coder from Alibaba, and I could tell you that connecting an account direct to Alibaba is a big hassle and very complicated. It's better available through your aggregate providers like Open Router and so forth. So I know how to monitor and control how to use the model as well as the best costing. For instance, I could tell you that the Qwen 3 coder here through Silicon Flow is the trained 30 billion A3B instruct model is quite less expensive but very effective in your basic coding. So again, I've done this using Java and I'm willing to pick up on Python or any other tools available, but red teaming, stress testing, quality control, testing LLMs, prompt response, analytic reporting tools, prompt evaluation in this whole industry, and is vastly fascinating to me. So I'm definitely putting this out there as a willingness to master any new tools that might be beneficial to these companies that are, sprouting up for quality control and monitoring the effectiveness of these new models that are constantly coming out. Appreciate it.